Hi everyone, let's start the session in 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah. So first of all, welcome to the first session on Cypress Tech. Myself Kailash. So I am here as the moderator for this session. So I hope you guys are excited for this series. So first session, Vinayak will talk about the journey of the Cypress and then what are the features that Cypress have. And after the session, we have a Q&A session. Then we have quiz of 10 questions. Okay. And in the meantime, if you have in between, if you have any question, any query, you can just paste here in your chat box. So we will try to reply here. So over to Vinayak. Vinayak.
Thanks, Kailash, for the introduction. Hi everyone, myself Vinayak Titti. I'm today's guest speaker for the Cypress Talk series. And I'll be talking about getting started with Cypress. Coming to my profile, I have like 10 plus years of experience on testing and other industry. And I'm an author of Cypress cookbook and co-founder of QTech Talks channel. If you have any questions or any related to anything, things related to Cypress, please contact me on LinkedIn. And let's start with first of all, I would like to thank to my sponsors, Test Project, TestWorks, and Test Compass for sponsoring the webinar series. Without the support of my sponsors, it's really hard to conduct the sessions. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank the audience, sponsors, and everyone. So let's go to the agenda. So everyone can see the screen?
Yep, we can see.
Okay. So in today's agenda, I'll be talking about Cypress introduction, getting started with Cypress, and the futures of Cypress, pros and cons, and Cypress Talks, the series roadmap, and Q&A, and finally ending up with quiz with digital certification. Okay. So let's come into the Cypress introduction. Cypress is a next generation front-end testing tool built for modern web. Why I say modern web? These days, all the companies and developments happening in React, Vue.js, and AngularJS. So Cypress is most suitable for the JavaScript development frameworks. And it also enables to write all types of tests, which is end-to-end integration and unit tests. It's not only for front-end testing, we can use it for multiple purposes, such as integration, and developers can use it for unit testing as well. And Cypress was developed by, started in 2015 and developed by Brian Mann and Randall Kent. It's more than just browser automation, a tool for front-end end-to-end testing. As I mentioned earlier, it's not only for UI automation, it supports API automation, backend DB, and integration testing, unit testing as well. And the architecture, coming to architecture of Cypress, is quite opposite to Selenium, where in Selenium, we run the executions on the remote browser. But while coming to Cypress, Cypress runs in the internal browser, where we can interact the command logs, and we can interact with the network control XHR capture as well. And Cypress comes with the two versions of modes. One is the open source version, and the other one is commercial version. Most of the time, the open source is more than enough for the test automation. If we are using for looking for parallelization testing, then the Cypress comes with commercial version as well. And here comes the Cypress evolution. There is like a before Cypress and after Cypress in the testing industry. When Cypress launched in 2015, the end-to-end testing was easy, and it was the part developers hated. Not anymore. Cypress makes setting up, writing, running, and debugging tests easy. Before Cypress, it was like we need to choose a framework: Mocha, Jasmine, QUnit, Karma, and assertion library, Chai, Expert.js, and we need to install Selenium module. And we have to choose a Selenium wrapper such as Protractor, Nightwatch, or WebDriver. And an additional library, Sign-on or Testable. Here we can see the complexity of the, where we need to install one by one module separately, and it takes it's a time-consuming task as well. If we are working on like multiple projects, 5 to 10 projects, we can assume like the effort of maintaining the framework. But Cypress comes in the picture in 2015 to overcome all these issues. Cypress comes inbuilt Mocha framework and assertion library, and it's a wrapper as well. So we don't need to install multiple things. for the framework. So at a time, we can install the Cypress bundle, and it comes with predefined framework with the fixtures, test data, integration, and all the folders will be coming up in the next slides. Here we can see it's all-in-one testing framework, assertion library with mocking, and we can do the mocking and stubbing as well, and all without Selenium. There is no dependency of Selenium driver, which is like most of the Protractor, Nightwatch, WebDriver IO depends on the Selenium driver. And here comes the game changers. The first one is time travel. Cypress comes in the test runner dashboard execution where we can debug the logs in the dashboard itself. But while coming to other frameworks, we don't have that feature to debug in the command logs. And debugging is really easy. We can go step by step debugging, and we can check where the error is throwing and what is the error. And real-time reloads. When we do any changes in Cypress, when we update the scripts, it automatically reload and pull the latest changes. And one of the best feature is automatic waiting. In Cypress, it comes with the auto waiting. It's a synchronous, and no need to give multiple wait commands. And it's most of the time for other frameworks we see we mostly input like wait commands. So Cypress overcomes with the inbuilt auto sync feature, auto wait feature, and it's very fast and stable. And the other feature is PI, stub, and clocks. Most of the time, like we do the UI integration, and if there is any, if we need to check the network logs, etc. captures, so Cypress supports that one as well. And network traffic control, where we can do the dev tools, and we can see check the JavaScript errors and etc. captures networks, whether it is throwing 200, showing or 400. We can check the error codes as well. And consistent results. This is one of the best feature of Cypress. Cypress comes with like very flag-free and stable version of the execution. We can see most of the time like the success rate is high, and very rarely it's flaky. And it comes with screenshots and videos. In Cypress, as mentioned before, Cypress is like inbuilt. It's a pre-bundle defined with screenshots, test data, framework, and integration, support documents, plugins. So everything comes in a bundle where we don't need to spend extra time and effort on the framework maintenance. Here we can see the prerequisites of Cypress. Cypress, to start with Cypress, we need a Node.js server. We need to install from Node.js website, and we need an IDE such as VS Code and basic JavaScript knowledge. If we are coming from Java or Python background, it's a bit tricky to initially, but the JavaScript is slowly we can adapt to the syntax and ES5, ES6 syntax, and Cypress module. Here we can see popular IDs from the industry, where VS Code is the popular for the user experience, performance, extensibility, learning curve, and overall, VS Code is the A+1 grade. And the second option is Sublime, Atom, Vim, and Notepad++. Most of the time, we highly recommend VS Code is most suitable for JavaScript frameworks. And here is the interesting part. Cypress highlights one of the best feature of Cypress is not only UI integration testing, we can do API testing as well. We can integrate UI to API in the same framework. We don't need to maintain separate UI, separate API testing. Everything we can build in one framework, and we can call the UI interaction at the same time following up with API calls for the GET requests, POST request, put and delete methods. Here we can see using the Cypress.request function, we can achieve all the tasks. And we can integrate with the DB testing as well using the Cypress task command. And Cypress also supports responsive testing for mobile view testing using Cypress viewport function. And if we want to integrate, interact with the nodes, Windows commands or node commands, we can achieve that one using the command Cypress.task. So it supports browser interaction at the same time Node.js commands as well. And the other feature is visual testing using Cypress visual regression plugin. Nowadays, most of the automation comes up with visual testing as well. Not only functional testing, we need to take care of layouts and visual appearance of the website as well. And Cypress achieves that one with Cypress visual regression plugin. And the last one, handling iframes using Cypress.iframe module. Most of the users believe that Cypress won't support iframes, but it's not a correct thing. Cypress also supports iframes. There are some workarounds to handle iframes and shadow DOMs as well. Okay, here is the sample script of a code snippet of Cypress. Here on the right side, we can see Describe is a mock-up framework. Cypress inbuilt comes with mock-up framework. Describe is a syntax block, and it is a it block, represents as each test case. Here we can see Cypress.visit, which is we are visiting the browser, www.imoney.my, and we are getting the locator by using the function get and following up with type, which is a send keys. So we need to input the type, and we can use the contains button search as well and do the action click. And after that, following up with assertion. The URL should include the path, and we can check do the assertion for headers as well. Here we can see the syntax is very clear and very easy to understand and maintain as well. And the left side, we can see it's easily readable, less maintenance. One of the important thing is maintenance. So most of the time we should not spend our time on framework maintenance. Cypress achieves that in, it gives like positive, most of the time it's like, and it's flag free, which is like, if we run like scripts like 10 times, most of the time we do success rate. We don't need to work on the framework maintenance and debugging. And stable, as mentioned earlier, it's very stable, and we can see the scripts executing in the test runner, and we can debug one by one line. I will show in the coming slides regarding the test runner. And Cypress supports cross-browser testing as well, Chrome, Electron, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge. And there is a support for Safari coming up this year. And finally, there is a CI/CD integration feature as well. Okay, here is the sample snippet of Cypress chaining syntax. As I earlier mentioned, Cypress is a JavaScript, only supports JavaScript, and it's a chaining syntax. Subject, we can see the get button is a subject is passed through chaining syntax to click action, followed up by assertion, should have class active. So everything is a syntax, chaining syntax, and it's very easy to maintain and easy to readable as well. And the other feature is custom comments. While maintaining framework, we require like reusable functions, multiple reusable functions, we call as user-defined functions. So here we can see the command.add login, enter email, and type password, and click action. So in the same way, we can create multiple snippets of code functions and calling in the spec file as cypress.login. Here we can use two ways. We can use the Cypress custom inbuilt commands or plain JavaScript functions using the import and export functions. But Cypress inbuilt comes with all the features, so we can utilize those functions. Here we can see Cypress auto wait feature. Cypress will automatically wait for the assertion. By default, Cypress waits for 4 seconds. And once before throwing error, it automatically wait for all the commands. Here we can see Cypress.get button locator and do the action click and following up with should assertion. So Cypress won't instantly, while coming up to other frameworks, we need to define the wait commands, explicit waits, implicit waits. While coming to Cypress, we don't need require extra commands where Cypress will take care of all the synchronization issues. And here is the interesting part. Most of the applications nowadays like coming up with Shadow DOM. And to interact with Shadow DOM is a very tricky one while coming to handling like multiple applications nowadays. And Cypress comes with inbuilt feature, which is we can see here, cypress.get shadow host, which is a parent element, and inbuilt function .shadow.find. Find is we are finding the child element and doing the action click. So Cypress overcomes the Shadow DOM handling by inbuilt feature, which is a shadow function. We don't need we don't need to install extra dependency or other modules, and we can handle Shadow DOM using jQuery as well. Here we can see the cypress.get.shadow.invoke show function, which is a jQuery function, which is a very interactive and efficient way to interact with the Shadow DOM elements. As I earlier mentioned, Cypress not only supports web, it supports responsive app testing. Here we can see it supports desktop, web, iPads, tablets, and mobile view as well. And it verifies functionality, layout, images and logos, and scrolling and gestures as well, using the common function cypress.viewport. Cypress have a benefit features like it comes with the presets iPhone 11, iPhone 12, Samsung S10, S11. It comes with the presets of all the devices. So we can just need to define the device name, which is iPhone 11. So it will take care of the execution in the device, which is a responsive testing. Okay. For test automation, we should always integrate with CI/CD pipeline, not just in doing the automation on our browsers, but the CI/CD pipeline is the most important for the daily scheduled jobs and auto build triggers. So Cypress comes with Jenkins supports, GitLab, TeamCity, AWS Amplify. I have written a blog on AWS Amplify as well. I'll share the links in the recorded version as well, and other TeamCity and other CI/CD pipeline integrations. Here we can see the real world app with examples. So Cypress team comes up with building a framework for testing purpose and for practicing Cypress on real world app, a payment to demonstrate real world usage of Cypress testing. It comes with methods, patterns, and workflow. So this app is built on React, XState, Express, Material UI, and TypeScript. And it's a full stack Express React application. So we can practice real-time scenarios, building the app and interacting with the UI test automation. And it comes with local authentication, database seeding with end-to-end tests, and CI/CD pipeline as well. So we get like end-to-end features here with the real world app and with completing with CI/CD. Okay, Cypress comes with the test runner, and at the same time, it comes with the Cypress dashboard as well. We can record the results in Cypress dashboard for the command line execution. Here, using the commands npx cypress run record. Using the record command, we can record the pipeline executions, and we can see the results in the Cypress dashboard. Here we can see the logs, how much time it took for each build, and how much duration, what is the environment, whether it is Linux, Mac, or Windows, and CI/CD pipeline, which is a TeamCity or Circle CI, and how many passed and how many failed. So in this way, we can see the logs, command line executions in detail in the dashboard. And it supports parallelization as well for parallel testing and for to make sure that time is like efficient and execution is short time. Here we can see like I have taken a comparison between the popular NPM modules, test modules from Cypress, Protractor, Selenium, TestCave, WebDriver. These are all like popular NPM modules which supports JavaScript automation. And here we can see Cypress is an end-to-end testing tool, and Protractor is specifically designed for Angular applications, where Selenium supports JavaScript bindings and other language bindings as well. and similar to TestCafe and WebDriver IO. Here we can see the overall comparison of the points from Cypress, Selenium, Protractor, TestCafe, and WebDriver. To install the Cypress, we have to use the command npm install local. We have to install the local save dev and Cypress. And the overall points, we can see Cypress is leading the other popular frameworks such as Selenium, Protractor. And here we can see the NPM trends in 6 months, last 6 months of the Cypress, comparing with Cypress, Selenium, WebDriver IO, Protractor, TestCafe, and Puppeteer. Puppeteer is one of the popular from Microsoft, which is mostly used by developers, but it's not recommended for UI automation. But Cypress comes with UI and developer integration unit tests. It's a fully end-to-end testing, useful for QAs, devs. It was built in perspective of to target all the users. And here we can see Cypress is in the 3rd place while in September, and in January it was reached to almost close to Selenium and Puppeteer. So Cypress, like a day by day, it's very growing rapidly because of its efficient features, multiple handling APIs, database, CI/CD. It's very robust and flag-free. As every framework have a pros and cons, Cypress also does few cons, such as only supports JavaScript language. So for users like Java, Selenium, or Python, or any other framework language, other language bindings, it's a bit tricky because we need to learn the JavaScript syntax. But Cypress is mostly readable in English syntax. 80% of the script we use Cypress syntax, and 20 to 30% on plain JavaScript. So it's not a blocker, but initially we need to put some effort to learn the syntax. And it won't support the native mobile apps, but it supports mobile view, but there is no support for iOS or Android native apps. And handling multiple tabs is a challenge in Cypress. As it runs internally in the browser, the handling multiple tabs is a challenge, but there are workarounds and hacks to achieve that one. And IE and Safari, currently there is no support for Cypress, but there is a roadmap coming up this year. And finally, Selenium, as I mentioned earlier, Selenium Java users migrate to Cypress is a bit challenge due to its JavaScript dependency. We need to learn promises, callbacks, ES6 modules. There are different JavaScript functions. But once we learn the basics of JavaScript, it's very easy and highly recommended as well. Okay, here we can see Cypress docs. While coming to other frameworks, initially we face a challenge with the comprehensive docs, but Cypress comes with comprehensive docs and in detail, when we go to the Cypress docs, we can see all the API commands and how to get started in detail, step by step. So I highly recommend for new beginners and newcomers of Cypress, please go through the docs.cypress.io. So where you can see the how to get started to until CI/CD integrations as well. And currently we are maintaining from QA Tech Talks, we are maintaining a Slack channel for Cypress community. And if any queries, you guys can feel free to comment out in the Slack channel. Most of the Cypress users will be respond and answer the queries. And right side, we can see the official GitHub channel chart from Cypress and GitHub pages. And if we face any issues, we can raise a GitHub issue. And the GitHub stars, we can see 27K. It's not a small thing. Even Selenium also not reached the 27K GitHub stars. Cypress achieved in very short time comparing to other frameworks. And it has a huge community as well. It's day by day growing. There is a GitHub channels, Slack channels, and LinkedIn groups as well. Yeah, feel free to comment out and to if you need any help with how to get started with Cypress or any blockers. Okay. Cypress, as I mentioned earlier, it's a Cypress Talks series, not ending up with one webinar. We are coming up with multiple webinars on Cypress, from how to get started to multiple features of Cypress, discussing workshops on how hands-on experience on Cypress practices, and ending up with CI/CD integrations as well. Here we can see the upcoming topics coming up this year in the Cypress roadmap. The next topic will be on 21st February, which is on Cypress architecture and framework walkthrough. And the second one is webinar on Cypress dashboard, hands-on experience on dashboard, and at the Cypress Studio as well, which is a record and playback feature for new beginners of test automation, and API automation integration, stubbing and mocking, visual testing, Cucumber integration, BDD, and Cypress supports BDD's integration as well. And page object model, which is very highly maintainable for any project. Page object model is highly recommended. And we have other options as well if we don't want to go for page object model. And handling iframes and Shadow DOM with real-time experience and hands-on practical examples coming up in the series. And finally, ending up with GitHub Actions, CI/CD, Jenkins, AWS Amplify. So stay tuned, and if you have any questions, feel free to ping in the LinkedIn or QA Tech Talks YouTube channel. And finally, the last one is Cypress Cookbook, where I started in 2020 in May last year, while during the COVID situation. Cypress, I have written a book. It's with the collaboration with Kailash and other testers from Cypress users. So it comes with all the functions, how to get started, reusable functions, CI/CD integration, Cucumber, HTML reports. You can go through walk through the Cypress Cookbook, but it's currently in the my library books digital library, where it was like a digital ebook, so everyone can access from the library. So let's go through a quick demo of Cypress, just how to start and executing and checking the reports in the test runner. So here we can see the Cypress. When we install Cypress, it automatically installs the pre-bundle framework, where we don't need to set up the framework for such as the other frameworks. So it comes with pre-bundle fixtures, test data, integration for the spec files, plugins. Cypress comes with multiple plugins, where, for example, visual testing, accessibility testing. There are multiple plugins available in the Cypress, where we need to import here and use the plugins. And support is for commands, reusable functions. And if you want to integrate Cucumber step definitions, we can store the step definitions in the support folder. And if any plugins or commands, just we need to import in the index.js file. And node modules, we need to install the packages. And cypress.json file is the main to input the base URL, to store the base URL and execute. And as I mentioned, package.json is the for the package manager, such as Maven, we do pom.xml file. Here we use the package.json file to install the packages and at the same time to create the scripts, NPM scripts. So let's run a simple scenario. So I have already installed the Cypress. So let me, using the, while we can use the command npx cypress open. It's very simple. With the command, the test runner will open and we can execute the spec files on the dashboard.
So just want to add here. So when this command is run, so here you can see by default some specs file already there. So once we click on any of the spec, then it will execute. Yeah.
Thanks, Kailash. So here we can see the examples. It comes with the Cypress, but this is just for a sample purpose. Here we can execute the spec files. If you want to execute like actions, we can click on the actions command, and the browser will be internal browser will be open. Just a second. Yes, here we can see that just internally it's running in the browser itself. It's not a remote browser. Here we can see it's very fast and input the interacting, simulating the browser. And left side, we can see the command logs one by one. It is passed. So totally we have 14 scenarios which executed in very short time. Here we can see the how many passed and how many any failed scenarios and how much time it took. And if we expand the scenario, here left side, we can see the cypress.visit, the URL, and input, get the locator of email and put fake@email.com to input the locator email. And here left side, we can see, we can input the keyboard interactions as well. Left arrow, right arrow, delete, select all, backspace, alt. So we can use the keyboard inputs as well. And one by one, we can debug. On the right side, we can see when we click on the command, here we can see it's highlighted. So in future, if any scenario failed, we can debug in the same way, where exactly we failed it based on the line number. And it will show the exact where it failed in error logs as well. And we can input the delay if you want to interact delay like 100 milliseconds. And finally, we can do the assertion, input email to have slow.typing@email.com, where it achieved and passed the scenario. And finally, we can check the input box is disabled as well with the assertion. So it should show to have value disabled error checking. So in the same way, we can debug each scenario one by one. So it's very efficient and it's not time consuming, because while debugging is very important for test automation, it should be very short and quick. We should know where exactly it failed and why it failed. So it will simplify the test framework maintenance.
So yeah, so just want to add one thing here. So as Vinayak mentioned, so in the left side, you can see we are clicking one command one by one, and in the right side in the UI, we can see at the same time. So this is one of the beauty of the Cypress basically. Yeah.
Just
Thanks,
wanted to
Kailash.
add another point here. So in Cypress terminology, the left window, that is basically an iframe, that's called command log. The right side is called as application window. So in the command log is where your test runs, and the application window is where your UI automation takes place. You can see both the things at the same time.
Thanks, Kailash and Sachin. And right side, we can see Cypress comes with the inspector as well. So we can inspect the page elements. Here we can see the elements, and we can use the email. So we don't need, we have like other extensions such as Selectors Hub and other plugins as well. But Cypress inbuilt comes with inspector spy, where we can inspect the elements and find out the locators. It's one of the easiest way to find the locators. And right side, here we can see the Cypress viewport, which is the viewport width is 1000 and the height is 660. So we can modify the viewport as per our requirement. We can do the responsive testing as well using the viewports. So coming back to our slide. Okay, so this is a simple demo, how to execute and how to debug and how to use the Cypress Inspector Spy. But in the few upcoming series, we'll coming up with hands-on experience on the framework and examples on the how to handle iframes, Shadow DOM. CI/CD, GitHub Actions. So stay tuned, and if you have any questions, the Q&A session starts now. Feel free to ask any questions.
Hi Vinayak, Suraj here. So first of all, I would like to thank you. So basically, this is my first session altogether, and I got a glimpse about the Cypress and how does it work. Am I audible?
Yeah, Suraj.
Yes,
You are audible,
yes, please, yes, Suraj, please carry on.
All right. So last month I was searching for a job. So altogether, I was doing a job change. So I looked a pattern that most of the companies, especially in India, look for the opening. They do have the opening, especially for Selenium. So, as a technocrat, I mean, how the Cypress is going to work, and since I do see that I mean, in my surrounding, I'm not sure about the entire industry, but in my surrounding, I see most of the company working on Selenium. So, I mean, how the Cypress is going to help in that particular percept in term of job opening.
Yes,
Because,
Suraj.
because I do see the ratio in a term, if I do talk, then 10:1.
Yes, I agree with you, but it not applies to I mean all the countries. But I do agree with the ratio in India only, where Selenium is still leading the test automation industry, and the openings also Selenium. But Cypress overcomes with all the it's Selenium while coming it only useful for the UI integration. The main perspective and users are testers only. But while coming to Cypress, Cypress is not only for testers, developers also can be useful for unit testing and stubbing and mocking. So it was designed for a whole end-to-end process. And while coming to job perspective, yes, I do agree. Selenium is still leading. Selenium is robust and have multiple features, but its complexity is high. Maintenance is very high comparing to Cypress. As I'm a Selenium guy as well, I have worked on Selenium nearly 4 years. I'm like really happy with the Selenium, but after starting with Cypress, I saw the difference of automation, how they interact, the debugging, mocking, stubbing. It's very advanced feature and easily readable and maintainable. And while coming to the market, yes, in other countries, if comparing to Malaysia, US, Europe, you see a lot of growth in Cypress. Most of the companies now migrating to Cypress. I'm sure about that because there is a lot of percentage growth in the Cypress. But comparing in India, yes, there is still like in the second stage, but slowly you will see the growth in Cypress. Companies will be adapted to the Cypress framework because Cypress is a JavaScript framework. If the development is React, Vue.js, or other AngularJS applications, Cypress is highly suggestible. But most of it depends on the company tech stack as well. If it's .NET or Java, mostly like test automation will be on the Selenium as well. So they straight away they go for the Selenium Java, which is not recommended. You should see the tech stack, company requirements, and the features of maintenance, test maintenance, test automation maintenance, and how stable our framework is. So if you have any questions.
No, I mean, my question, I got the answer. And to be very honest, when I saw this session, I do feel that this is more in a structural manner, and in maintenance term as well. This is having more options, and it do have the inbuilt functionality of screenshot and whatever you have mentioned. So even that is something attracting me as well to go further and dig out more about this Cypress, because I'm totally new about this one. So I mean, I'm glad to be a part of this particular team, I mean, this community. And in fact, I will start learning as well from mine itself.
Thanks, Suraj. That's what I mean. It's nothing wrong to give a try, right? Selenium is good. I agree with Selenium is robust and supports multiple languages. But Cypress also like one of the latest technology in test automation, where we can give a try and see the difference and how it is better than other frameworks.
Yeah.
So,
So Suraj, I want to give you one live example. So 9 months back, I was using Selenium. Okay. So one of the manager was in on-site, so he came back here India. Then he just asked, why not we try with Cyprus? Okay. So at that time we think why we are going for Cyprus, because we do not have any idea about at that time.
Yeah.
But when we start slowly, then we really feel we can do. I mean, the thing that I see in Cypress is very fast, basically. So right now we are doing UI automation, API automation, and mobile responsive using the Cypress, basically, right? So I would say it's really, I mean, a good tool, basically.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, even I do feel that since it's do have the compatibility with the API UI,
Yes.
so that is a combination, and we don't have to go with a REST assured again and then Selenium for
Agree.
that purpose.
You can do visual testing as well. You can do accessibility testing as well. So there are so many things. So all the thing in one plate, basically, you know. So that is
Right,
the
right.
beauty of the Cypress. Yeah, actually.
Yes, that's again, I agree with the, as you mentioned, REST assured, right? So here we have to maintain separate frameworks, Selenium, and I am also a REST assured guy. I love REST assured because of the syntax, BDD syntax. Yeah, while coming to Selenium and REST assured, we need to maintain separate frameworks, and which is a time-consuming task. Here, Cypress overcomes that inbuilt. We need to maintain single framework together.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Vinayak, and thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
At least you have to try, Suraj.
Yes. I mean, definitely. And my question was very generic.
I agree.
And you might have been asked this particular question previously as well, because this is the trend what I felt last month when I was searching. So I thought to let's speak it up.
Yeah, you are right. Actually, in India, I mean, people are using very less. Even in my company, we are only 9 months back, basically, we have started. So right now in Cypress, we are using in 3 projects, basically, you know. So it's slowly, you know, in India, it's slowly is growing. But yeah, definitely, as Vinayak mentioned, in other country, it's already in boom, basically. So, but yeah, in India, it's growing slowly, actually.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions? So if no other questions, we can go for quiz time.
Vinayak, hi, this is Vignesh. Hi. I do have a question.
Okay, please carry on.
This is from an end-to-end perspective. What about, say, for example, if you want to do pop-up handling or PDF comparison, how does it support?
Yes, for pop-up handling, we don't need to do any window handling such as while comparing to other frameworks. Cypress inbuilt supports pop-ups and tabs. Tabs as well, there is a workarounds to handle the multiple tabs, and alerts, JavaScript alerts. We can, using the Cypress.window command, we can handle the JavaScript alerts as well.
What about the native alerts which come?
You mean the JavaScript alerts, right? Browser JavaScript alerts.
No. The native alerts which is triggered by the browser. Sometimes the OS alerts comes up, right? The dialog, if you want to save a file or something like that. So how does...
Okay, file downloads. Yes, Cypress supports file downloads as well. I mean, it supports the native pop-up dialog box handling as well.
Is it OS dependent or OS independent?
It's not OS dependent. We can use on multiple environments, multiple OS like Linux, Mac, Windows.
Yep.
Okay. What about PDF comparison and handling?
PDF, yes, there is a function. I have written to how to handle PDF, drag and drops, iframes, and JavaScript alerts in the Cypress cookbook. I will share, if anyone like interested, please share your email. I will share the Cypress cookbook. In the cookbook, there is a snippets of how to handle all the scenarios, PDF handling, how to download the files, and PDF we can do. It's better to do the visual testing for the PDF handling. Instead of we go for interacting with the PDF content, we can install the visual regression testing module, and we can do the PDF verification.
Hello, I have a question. Like, can you please add handling React elements in the next session, like as the React framework is very new in the market, and most of the people don't know like how we can use the React components when we handle in the test automation.
Sure. For the upcoming series, we will come up on that one.
And yeah, that's all. That's fine. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question, guys?
Vinayak, just quick question. Suraj this side again.
Suraj, yes.
Yeah. So like in the session, you were mentioning that Cypress gives the flexibility of doing a multiple execution altogether. But for that, we do need to have a paid version of that, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So instead of that, can we integrate with the Jenkins and have multiple jobs and then executing them parallelly? Can that be a workaround?
Cypress, yes, we can do the multiple jobs on Jenkins. If you achieve the target in short time, or if you have like license, if you are okay with the license support, we can go for a license like a Cypress dashboard parallelization.
Okay.
And there is other workaround as well. We can use Docker commits, Docker images to overcome the parallel testing as well.
Acha. Okay.
So when we come to handling the alerts, so this Cypress automatically handles it, right? Like JavaScript alerts.
No, I mean, there is a function called cypress.window. We need to handle using the function. So it comes with inbuilt only, Cypress inbuilt. We can handle the alerts.
So is this Cypress.on or Cypress.
Yes, Cypress.on. Yes.
Okay. So that basically captures the message, but internally it handles the alert, right?
It will handle the alert, and we can capture the test as well. And we can interact with the OK or cancel buttons as well.
No, but actually, I was asking because I read that the alert the alert is already handled, but the message what we need to capture needs the method to be defined. So can we just clarify on this?
Cypress, you mentioned like it's already handled, right? Cypress. So you want to interact with the test, get test the JavaScript alert, right?
Yes.
So using the Cypress.on window function, we can it will be handled automatically with the alert, and we can capture the test as well using the then callback function. We can interact with the test as well.
Okay. Fine. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Vinayak, I'm Shiva here. So my question is regarding to CI/CD integration part with the AWS Simplify, right?
Yes.
So you mean to say that can we integrate build level process as part of CI/CD, and do we require any paid version for that, or it will take it in the free version?
AWS Amplify is a licensed one where we need to buy the package for each build executions, and the TeamCity, CircleCI, all are paid licensed one. Only the open source one is Jenkins, where we can trigger multiple jobs. While coming to AWS Amplify is very expensive, and but it's very user friendly, and you can see the pipeline, how to build unit testing, test automation, security check. It's full level, all levels of security checks involved in the AWS Amplify.
Yeah, understood. It's a cloud-based native tool, so it will have
exactly
NFS features. That's what you're saying.
Right. AWS is a cloud-based, right? So it's a bit expensive, but it's very user-friendly and highly maintainable.
So do you have idea about anything like Azure community? We have any similar structure of the CI/CD market? Example I'm saying currently, right? Azure board is picking up one of my client is also planning to move to his GitHub folders, Git repositories to Azure. Okay, so that everything he can track it from the Azure board to CI/CD. Also, everything he wanted to get it to Azure because Microsoft is coming up with a package of Microsoft One. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So where he's getting so much benefit of to maintaining multiple stakeholders, he can come up with one solution with all these projects. So in that perspective, I just want to understand you are aware of that anything with Azure integration of CI/CD pipeline perspective?
Not as of now, Shiva. I mean, I didn't try Azure. Azure because it's a licensed Microsoft one, right? But I have worked on Jenkins, GitLab CI, and AWS Amplify, and TeamCity. I have tried on a trial and error experiment. But coming to Azure, I can't answer now. But in future, yes, in the coming up series, we'll come up on Azure CI/CD integration as well.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank you. So we are also just starting exploring the Cypress. Okay, that is the reason.
Yes.
Just want to know that if you have any light.
Sure, definitely. We'll come up on